think it's impacted American society. There was there's been the awful attempts, awful acts of violence against blacks in recent years. There was a black killed in Ferguson, Missouri, and a black killed in Cleveland, Ohio, and a black killed in Staten Island, New York. And there's been a lot of protest against this, against police brutality. So we have to keep acting and keep protesting wrongdoings and do our best to make our country more perfect.
Okay, and then do you think that it's important for people to stand up for what they believe in and to fight for their rights?
That's for sure. You said it very well, Ruth. Definitely you should stand up for what you believe and stand up for your rights, for the rights of every individual to express themselves openly.
So I know you said that you didn't know much about Ralph Abernathy, but do you know stuff about Martin Luther King and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference?
I do know something about that.
Okay, so you don't not necessarily about Ralph Abernathy, but just about leaders of the civil rights movement in general. How do you think those leaders influenced people and helped move the movement along, in a sense?
Well, you have to have an organization to spearhead the civil rights movement, and I think the movement. What was the name of it?
The Southern Christian Leadership.
Southern Christian. What's the rest of it?
Leadership Conference.
Yes, they certainly are needed to galvanize the people and give them leadership and direction. So that's important. And King made his name through the bus boycott in Montgomery, Alabama, but then he grew to be the leader, just as I said, at the march where they turned around and didn't confront the police. His leadership saved lives that day, I think. But he led many marches, and in fact, he gave up his life in Memphis, Tennessee, when the garbage workers were striking, and that's when he was killed. So he wasn't just for the rights of blacks; it was for the rights of working people. And he also was marched against the Vietnam War. So he was a true leader.
Okay, and then how do you think leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Ralph Abernathy, what do you think their legacy is with the civil rights movement?
Their legacy is a vision of a future where Americans will all recognize each other equally and not be discriminated by race or religion or their sexual preferences, but everybody should be given a fair shot in life. And that's the legacy that they left us, that there's a better future in America.
Okay, and then is there anything else you'd like to say on the topic, or is that it?
Well, what I'd like to say is it's just beautiful that you and your classmates are focusing on this issue, and what we did 50 years ago still has to be done today, and that's people like you will continue it. So that's a great feeling that I have, that young people today are still working for the rights of all.
Okay.